Hey Merfolk fans, I'm Joe. Thanks very much for joining me today. So it's been a while since I've uploaded, and I apologize for that. In the summer, the focus of my life tends to shift, and I haven't really been playing too much Magic lately. After I tested M. Hayashi's build of Merfolk with a few different variations, I played more than 100 matches with Chalice of the Void in the deck. And yeah, I did okay with it, but it wasn't really my favorite playstyle. I don't really love playing with Chalice of the Void. Yes, it can lock some decks out entirely and get free wins, but other times it's just kind of a dead card, and I personally don't really love playing with it. It can definitely win matches, so if you enjoy it, you should definitely keep playing it, because it's a great card. And pretty good in Modern, since it's becoming more and more of an efficient format with a lot of one-drops that you can lock out with Chalice. But for me, I tend to prefer more of a traditional approach. So this is the list that I've been running when I have played. It's sort of a step back, maybe even a couple steps back. We do have the Tricksters. This is sort of the Modern edition here. Still have the 4 Deprives, which every Merfolk sideboard should have around 4 of. I'm running Ceremonious Rejections, don't have any Tectonic Edges like M. Hayashi tends to run. Only a couple Dismembers and a couple Echoing Truths, trying to rely on my Merfolk for creature interaction, Harbingers and Tricksters. Running the full playset of Reejereys to try to squeeze extra value out of those kind of interactive spells, tap down more of the opponent's creatures, etc. Still have the 4 relics. I am running 4 Cursecatchers, which, as you guys know, the Chalice folk decks tend to not run so that it doesn't conflict with Chalice on 1. Running 2 Faerie Conclaves. It's still good in this list. It can be a little bit awkward from time to time. Say it's your 3rd land and you want to play Reejerey. Often you'll have a 2-drop you can play instead. So you just use your 2 lands, play a 2-drop, put the Conclave down. Either play Master of Waves on turn 4 or just play the Reejerey at that point. Conclave can act as a 1-drop if you don't have a Vial or you don't have a Cursecatcher. You get to put that in at pretty much no cost on turn 1 and then start attacking later in the game with it. And it's just extra ways of dealing with things in the game. We don't have a lot of ways to handle flyers, so if Affinity is getting at us with the Vault Scourge and we feel like trading, we can do that with the Conclave. If a Jund opponent plays Liliana of the Veil, Faerie Conclave can just fly right over a Tarmogoyf for a Scavenging Ooze and kill the Liliana. So very flexible card, provides blue mana, which we need anyway. So I do enjoy running 2 of them, but I don't really enjoy getting screwed at the beginning of the game. So I think 2 is correct. I think 4 is just way too many for my tastes. Again, taste is a really important thing, I think, in Magic. Do you enjoy playing the cards that you have in your deck? If the answer is no, you're probably not going to play that deck too long. You're probably just going to put it aside because it doesn't, capture your imagination. It doesn't interest you. So, I like Cursecatcher. I like the way that it interacts with Reejerey, getting a free twiddle every time I cast a little 1-drop with a Reejerey on the board. So yeah, this is the list. Like I said, I haven't been playing a ton. I haven't really even been bothered to play leagues recently. So what I'm going to do here is just jump into just a queue and see what we get here. I've been doing very 50-50 with the deck. No huge winning streaks, no losing streaks. My rating is right around 1700 now. It's pretty average, kind of on the low side. Merfolk isn't in the best place in the meta right now. Well, speaking of, let's see, not the best place. Opponent kept 7. I'm on the draw. Vial is great. Sees it can draw something. Yeah, this is. I was just having a conversation on Reddit, and this was one of the exact hands that was under discussion as sort of a borderline keep, except without Vial and a 5th land. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and keep. This is just for kicks, right? It's a queue. It could go either way, this hand. If the opponent has like a Inquisition right now, that would be pretty poor. I want to see like Stomping Ground into Utopia Sprawl. That would probably be the best thing. Lavamancer, not too scary. Hopefully they're stuck on 1 land. This looks like it's burn. Another land, not exactly what I wanted to see. I'm going to open up Island here because we are going to want to play spells. I don't envision attacking with Mutavault anytime soon. I'm going to cast that Seize on turn 2. So yeah, I don't really have anything to say with this video. There's no major update in my life, no major update in how I'm approaching the deck. So actually, this Vial will be great if the opponent has an Eidolon, the Great Revel, but it looks like they don't on turn 2. They've suspended a Rift Bolt, which is what it is. Okay, opponent's going for Bolt, and if he attacks with this Lavamancer, we can bounce him if we draw into a Harbinger. Probably gonna wait to play the Lord, since Lavamancer can just pick him off. I don't know, Trickster can try to sabotage the Lavamancer if he jumps in next turn, but I think it might be best to take them off double red. If possible, we are going to get hit for 3, and then one more. But this is how burn matchups always start. They attack our life total pretty hard. You know, if I flash in Trickster before combat, of course the opponent can just kill it with Grim Lavamancer. I think it's probably best to just go for the card draw here, and with access to Vial, I am probably going to want to put a Mutavault in at this point. Although, it's tricky. Basically, you never want to play Mutavault until you feel like you're going to attack with it the next turn. Yeah, I'm going to go with Island, I think, here. Play the Spreading Seas. Draw a card. So open up my plan a little bit, hopefully. Master of Waves would be amazing. I've got plenty of lands for him. That Seize will give me some devotion. All right, so Trickster's good too because in the event that they draw into more creatures, we can slow down that line of attack really well. So there's no use really bluffing Cursecatcher here. So let's take our 3. If the opponent... Oh, let's see. So he's got plenty of lands. Okay, down to 16. Double red for something, I guess. Or maybe he's going to go for like a Boros Charm or something. Let's see. Okay, so there's a Goblin Guide. So maybe these tricksters will come in handy. Oh, opponent's just going for my face here. He's going to get 2. And yeah, all right. So go down to 11. Goblin Guide's going to get me for 2. I'm going to go down to 9. The opponent's on 2 cards. Harbinger would still be excellent here. AEther Vial. Well, that's something I can play off of Mutavault next turn, although I may want to leave... Let's see. All right. So let's see. I can play the Mutavault. Definitely want to get 2 of these creatures down, so I'm not going to block with Mutavault or anything like that. So I'll go ahead and play this second AEther Vial. It may not come into play since these games against Burn go really fast. The opponent is on 2 cards. They've hit every land drop so far, so it's possible they've just got lands in hand. I think the plan here is flash in Trickster pre-combat to tap the Goblin Guide. If the opponent goes for Lavamancer on Trickster, then I can flash in the Lord, try to play around that. But then, of course, the opponent could remove the Lord, in which case I lose both of my creatures. But then they're using their removal spells on my creatures. So hopefully they just don't have, like, Searing Blaze, although they didn't make a land drop, which is good for me. Go ahead and play this Trickster. I'm going to tap the Goblin Guide. As much as I'd like the land that he wants to give me. The opponent's going for my face before I even get to tap anything. Okay, you got it. And so they're running very low on, well, they're running empty on Graveyard right now. So Lavamancer, well, he's going to get a fetch land in there. And what's he going for here? So there is that land, and if he has Searing Blaze, it's really rough for us. That card is always difficult for us to play around. Boros Charm is going to put us very close to Lights Out. Do a quick bit of Merfolk math. If I drop the Trickster right now, I get to play a Lord and swing for 9 next turn. It's not lethal. So we're going to need at least 2 attacks. I'll leave the Trickster back again. Opponent's got 2 on the Lavamancer right now, so I'm effectively at 1. We'll keep this on 2. I think we're going to hope to draw Master of Waves here. Oh, Cursecatcher could be interesting with a Vial on 1, but the opponent has plenty of lands to play around anything. If they have a burn spell in hand, the game is over already. So I can play a Mutavault. Trickster is going to tap down Goblin Guide. Odds are the opponent's going to try to go to my dome with Lavamancer, so we don't have to worry about their creatures. I think we just go full-on attacks here. So charge up the Mutavault here and swing for 8. Of course, I'm going to follow up by playing the second Mutavault. So yeah, we're just at the mercy of the opponent's top decks here. You know what? I wonder if I should just put the... I think I'm just going to put the Cursecatcher in now. And then I'm going to pause the opponent on their upkeep to Trickster and see if I can just sort of force them to Lavamancer right away. Of course, they might not care if they have... Yeah, so what's this? Am I just dying? All right, so I'm going to sack the Cursecatcher, and if you can pay for it, you can pay for it. Sometimes you just lose against burn. I'm pretty sure the opponent was on the play. Did the best that I could, and we lost game 1. That's fine. It came down to being on the play, because if I have one more turn here, I definitely would have won. So we'll be on the play in game 2, and we'll hope that it goes a little bit better. So, even though the opponent has Lavamancers, typically don't want to bring in Relic against burn. Reejerey is a bit of a liability because getting him either hit with a Grim Lavamancer activation or Searing Blaze, we don't get a lot of value out of our 3-drops. Now on the play, Spreading Seas is pretty good, so I'll go ahead and leave those guys in. Obviously, Cursecatcher does a great job in this matchup. Master of Waves is one of our best spells. I did bring in 4 Deprives for the 4 Reejereys that I took out. Echoing Truth can be useful if the opponent brings in Ensnaring Bridge. I haven't seen that in a long time out of Burn. I know that many Burn pilots do pack some number of Ensnaring Bridge in the board. It tends to be a small number, like 1 or 2, so... you know, odds are that they're not going to draw it, and we do have 4 counter spells to help us in the event that they do draw it, so I don't think Echoing Truth needs to come in. Against Burn, you really like to have an opening hand with AEther Vial, even in games 2 and 3 where they're bringing in Destructive Revelry, because Eidolon of the Great Revel is one of their easiest ways to win against us. Yeah, I'd like to play first. All right, this is very nice. We don't have that AEther Vial I was speaking about, but we do have a Master of Waves, and we are on the front foot. So if they tap out on turn 2 to play an Eidolon, our turn 3, we can either attack with Mutavault or just play a 2-drop. The opponent mulliganed to 6, kept a card on top. Just going to open with Island. Doesn't really matter here too much. We just want to play a blue source. Did the opponent... Oh, so I paused him on his upkeep. from before. I tend to keep my upkeep stop off unless I'm going to do something. All right, so another land is definitely not what I wanted here. I think the play here is just Silvergill, right? In which case, the next play after that is either going to be Trickster or whatever we draw with Silvergill. So we're not going to attack with Mutavault next turn. So let's get more blue sources onto the table. I think I'm going to reveal Trickster. The opponent seemed to be uncomfortable playing around Trickster, so show him I have that, make him a little bit awkward or uneasy, and kind of hide the Master of Waves. I don't really want him to know that I have this bomb coming. Okay, that was a nice draw. At least it's not another land. We've got our sequence pretty well lined up, though, for turn 3 and 4. You know, Eidolon is a little bit annoying here, if that's what it is. Searing Blaze is what it is. It's just a burn spell that kills one of my creatures. So I think here I'm just going to probably just play the Mutavault, play Trickster, and then just play Master of Waves the next turn. The Lord doesn't really do anything right now except eat a Searing Blaze. The opponent's turn 3. Hopefully they don't have that in Searing Bridge because it's always pretty bad against us. Lava Spike, another 3 damage. All right, so let's bring in Trickster. See if the opponent wants to Searing Blaze it. They are down to 3 cards. If we play Master of Waves, they'd probably want to like bolt the Trickster in response. So the Trickster's going to die anyway. So I think I'm going to just go straight to combat. Maybe I can get him to path the Trickster. Waste his removal against Master of Waves. Okay, so let's put all of these lands to good use here. I'll get a non-basic down in case the opponent is playing Boil or something dumb like that. All right, here's the Master of Waves. If the opponent has a bunch of burn just to throw at my face, they might have a chance, but at this point, creatures are not good for them, assuming that they don't have a path to exile. So it looks like he's probably going for a Searing Blaze on the Merfolk Trickster here. Or just a Skullcrack. So I'm down to 8. The opponent's going to be on 3 cards next turn. Hopefully they're not 3 bolts because we've got 5, 7. We've got 13 on the board right now, and the Lord will make it lethal next turn. Opponent doesn't play a land, which means they've got gas. Deprive would be good, but no, we just draw another land. So do we go for the kill here, force them to use burn on our creatures? I think that's probably a good plan, right? I mean, what are we waiting for? So we play this Lord. And then we've got 4 plus 6 is 10, 16. Of course, it's a little sketchy if they kill the Lord and play a creature, but it doesn't look like they have creatures in hand, so... now, do we have, this is 7 plus 6 is 13. Yeah, I mean, I think the correct play is just to attack with everybody here. I could leave back the Master of Waves to absorb any hasty attackers that they have. But then I'm giving them an extra draw. It's possible they have 2 burn spells right now. Well, see, they did use a Lightning Bolt on my Lord. So in this situation now, I've got 5, 6, 7. I've got 13 anyway, so it's not lethal. So I think it's probably better to swing for 11. Leave back Master of Waves for the moment. And we should have an irresistible force next turn. All right, this guy's got the goods. He didn't play a land last turn, so it's got a pretty good chance of burning me out here. All right, so it looks like we got there in that game. It just shows the power of Master Waves in this matchup. I am going to be on the draw this game, so I don't think it really changes our approach. There's nothing really better that I can bring in. With the opponent having access to Destructive Revelries, Relic is a little bit sketchy, although we can always sacrifice it. No, I mean, these cards are good. Burn doesn't run a lot of lands. It's always a possibility that they can get stuck. I have had plenty of burn opponents keep aggressive 1-land hands only to just like shut them off on turn 2 with a Spreading Seas. So even on the draw, I think with this configuration, I'll just keep Spreading Seas in, hope that I get an opening 7 with an AEther Vial and maybe a couple of lands. Cursecatcher would be nice. So with a hand like this, we're kind of praying that the opponent has a bunch of creatures so that we can interact that way. 4 lands. We don't have any counter spells. We don't have AEther Vial. We don't have a Cursecatcher. I think that I can mulligan this. It's got no card draw, and it doesn't really have any of my great spells against burn. You guys can let me know what you think about this keep or this mulligan. Yeah, I'm going to mulligan. So I think this is slightly better. One of the lands is a Mutavault. We've still got some creature interaction, but importantly, we have a card draw there and a scry. So I'll keep this one. And I'll keep that. Deprive is a little bit poor on the draw. Okay, so there's that Goblin Guide. We'll be able to bounce him after we've taken some hits from him. Deprive is there, and of course the opponent gets to see it. It's a little bit awkward. Since the opponent has a clock on the table, I cannot just sit back with Deprive, especially since the opponent knows I have it. I have to play out my creatures, and the fact that I only have 2 Merfolk here is a little bit awkward because it incentivizes me to play Silvergill first instead of bouncing their attacker. But it's really fine. If the opponent plays Eidolon here, I think we've lost the game. Not looking too good anyway, with the opponent on the play and us mulliganing to 6. Looks like we're going to take 3 here, hopefully draw land through this Goblin Guide. No Vapor Snags. AEther Vial will be okay on turn 3. And I'm just getting I'm just getting beat up right now. So I do think we play Silvergill with the intention of trading with the Goblin Guide. But the opponent's probably going to bolt my face and then kill my creature with Lavamancer. Let's go ahead and reveal our Harbinger. You know, we can hope to draw a Master of Waves and stabilize somehow. That 5th land wasn't really great. Opponent had a Snap Keep. Looks pretty good. Hopefully they'll play a land, which means that they have less gas in their hand. And hopefully it's not a fetch land, which will fuel the Lavamancer. Okay, going straight to attacks. He's attacking with the Lavamancer. This is pretty bold. He doesn't have green mana for Atarka's Command. We did get a land off of Goblin Guide. So we're going to go ahead and block. If I block here, it gives him fuel for Lavamancer in subsequent turns, although we can bounce the Lavamancer on our next turn. So let's block the Goblin Guide, see if the opponent has anything to say about that. Boros Charm, that's 11, plus 2 is 9, down to 8. All right, so here we're getting into dangerous territory. All right. As you can see, I like to arrange my hand such that I know I put what's revealed on the left side over here. There's a question as to whether I want to play a Mutavault now or an island. I'm going to cast Harbinger this turn, but the question is really next turn. I'm going to play AEther Vial. The opponent's... Okay, so bounce Lavamancer. I guess we might as well just do that now. Maybe it clarifies some of our hand a little bit. So we may want to play a Lord next turn. And hold up Deprive. In which case, Mutavault right now is not that great. So I guess we'll play a blue source and play AEther Vial, which is a little bit scary because it turns on Destructive Revelries. It plays around any Eidolons that the opponent might rip off the top of the deck. Okay, Lava Spike. Nothing we can do about it. We're gonna see that Lavamancer again. I think we have to chump this, unfortunately. It's really, really bad. Because then the opponent can just kill my Lord next turn. Well, we do have Deprive. So maybe I can take this. We don't have any relics, so this is 2 activations. So the next 2 turns will deal 4 damage to me. So if I don't win next turn, or if I don't find another Harbinger for Lavamancer, it'd be nice to have Tidebinders here. You know, I think I have to chump. I really hate it, but the game is pretty much lost. Yuck. So bad. Well, Cursecatcher is just about the single best thing I could have drawn there. So I guess I play the Lord. If he wants to go after it with Lavamancer, that's probably better for us, right? If he goes for something like Searing Blaze or Lightning Helix or something, I can counter it with Cursecatcher, which might give us a toehold in this game. Let us inch into this. Opponent knows I have the Deprive. Another Swift Spear. Okay, looks like he's going after the Lord. Which is unfortunate because Cursecatcher is no good against... I guess, you know, I played that a little bit quickly. I could have countered the Swift Spear. This is really rough. Okay. Nothing we can do about it. I am not chumping in this spot anymore. Kind of just hoping to rip Master of Waves and hope that Cursecatcher and Deprive here can do something for me. What a poor turn that was. Probably should have deprived the Swift Spear, but pretty close call. All right, well, we're drawing lots and lots of lands. The opponent knows that we have the Deprive. I'm going down to 1 just from the Lavamancer alone. Yeah, with 4 cards in hand and more cards coming since I'm so slow, I'm not going to be able to climb back into this one. Fortunately, I have to block with Mutavault here. If the opponent has any spell, even if I counter it, my Mutavault is just going to chump, which is terrible. Unless maybe the opponent is just going to Lavamancer my Mutavault, which would be pretty gross. I guess I have to block both of these things, right? Because if I even take 1, I'm dead to Lavamancer. So let's go ahead and block. Lose both of our guys when the opponent casts like a lightning bolt or something. We're hanging on for dear life. It's a little bit silly. Opponent's going for a Helix to my face. I think we should definitely let's let the prowess triggers resolve, and then we're going to counter that with Cursecatcher. My only hope here is, well, I think I'm dead no matter what. Maybe Silvergill into Silvergill into Master of Waves. Yeah, Island can't do it. All right. So I'll tell the opponent, good game. And we'll go ahead and concede, since that's a little bit unsatisfying. I think I'll probably just play one more match for you guys here. All right, so we get our consolation prize. Go ahead and go back to the play lobby here. And let's see who's waiting for us this time. We're going to run back the same old classic Merfolk list. I can't remember if I mulliganed just one game there or 2 games. I definitely was on the draw in game 1. This is a snap keep. That's pretty nice. We are, of course, going to want to draw a land, but fortunately we have a Silvergill here, which makes even Mutavault a live draw. My 2 Faerie Conclaves are not amazing as top decks right now, though I would take it, honestly. Cursecatcher gives us a little bit of a buffer. There's really nothing that can destroy an AEther Vial on turn 1 in the format. The opponent has mulligan to 5. They put a card on top, so hopefully they actually get to play some magic. AEther Vial, go. Our favorite opening. Is this Spirits? Can be a difficult matchup. They tend to give us islands. So we did not get our blue source, but we will have 2 draws at it next turn with the Silvergill. Opponent may well also be on a 1-lander since he mulliganed to 5, although they did keep a card on top. 2 AEther Vials is pretty strong. I'm going to go ahead and Vial in my Cursecatcher here. Of course, this could be humans, but I don't think they play Seachrome Coast. The double Vial. So what 1-drops do they play? I think it's just a 1/1. I think they have a 1/2. We do have a Lord in case the opponent brings out anything that we might want to get through if the opponent vials something in. But since they don't, I don't feel threatened yet, so I feel sort of in the clear here as far as bringing in Silvergill. If we draw another land, we might just want to put the pedal to the metal and play a 2-drop right now, but since we didn't draw a land, we'll play the Vial. Next turn, I'm going to tick up Vial to 3. I'll bring in Reejerey and be 1 turn away from Master of Waves. On AEther Vial number 1, by the time it's on 4, I'll have another AEther Vial on 2. The opponent is just passing, what I like to see. They don't have an island, so Island Walk is a little bit pointless at this moment. Well, there is an island. Speaking of Island Walk, I think we just might go absolutely bananas here and just play everything we can. I'm going to play a Lord. Go to combat with Reejerey up with the Vial. See if the opponent has some kind of potential trade here, Selfless Spirit or something like that. And we can ambush them with Reejerey. Mulligans to 5 are always difficult. So the opponent kind of has to do what he can do, you know? So Rattle Chain's targeting itself. Without Island Walk, the opponent can block. Unfortunately, it's not going to work out well for him or her. Since we've got another Lord. Unless they have a 1-drop Lord, yeah, that's how I expected that to go. So they're going up to 3 and 2, which would be a little bit threatening if I didn't have the cards that I had in hand and the opponent just scoops it up. So it was Spirits. You can sort of see off the Seachrome Coast even before you played the Vial. All right, so we do want creature interaction. I guess Truth and Dismember are good. Although, you know, their creatures can get hexproof with Drogskull Captain. We can cut, I guess. I don't know how many straight up islands they play. I think they might be heavy in the non-basics. But I go ahead and cut all the Spreading Seas. We'll keep our creature count high and just up our creature interaction. I don't think that they play anything that uses the graveyard. We can keep an eye out for that. And with AEther Vial, Deprive is going to be poor. It's possible as a tribal deck that they may run some number of Caverner Souls. All right, so let's run them back. Not the proudest victory, since we had a pretty good hand and the opponent was on a mulligan to 5. So this is another really beautiful hand. They have the initiative here, being on the play. But I do have Harbinger to hopefully slow down their attack. There's an AEther Vial. I'm going to be able to match his tempo with my AEther Vial. That third land is actually pretty nice. We've got plenty to do with the cards already in our hand. AEther Vial is actually really, really important against Spell Queller. Like, getting your stuff Spell Queller is just really horrible. There's an island. It's a very nice island. Spirit of the Labyrinth. Well, that stinks. Each player can't draw more than one card each turn. Turns off my Silvergill. So hopefully draw another 2-drop here. If the opponent attacks with this thing, then next turn I can bounce it and play my Silvergill and draw a card. Although, of course, they'll have access to an AEther Vial on too. Well, right on time. That was very welcome. Makes our decision easier. Might actually just want to block if the opponent attacks here. Trading a Lord for the Spirit of the Labyrinth seems sort of decent. I mean, it'll let us get our Silvergill down. Okay, so now it makes even more sense, I think, to block, because we don't want to let this guy get... Oh, if he has another Lord, though... Yeah, let's go ahead and block. If the opponent has another Spirit of the Labyrinth or another Lord, we're pretty wrecked anyway. Oh my goodness, don't do it. Ah, that is so dirty. Wow. So yeah, I guess we're seeing this card in action here, just from M19. I think this came out like a week ago. All right, so we can't draw a card. Oh wait, we can draw a card. If I want to, I might want to play this Reejerey. How are these guys 2/4s? That's pretty strong. So I guess they're 1/3 to begin with. We got big butts. So next turn, I can. All right. So this is the line. I'm going to or just whatever. Cast Harbinger. Violin, Silvergill Adept. You know what? Yeah, all right, let's go ahead and cast the Harbinger. Violin, Silvergill Adept. Next turn, I'll be able to put AEther Vial on 3. I can Violin a Reejerey, cast Harbinger, untap AEther Vial, bring in the other Reejerey. Yeah, bounce that fool. So yeah, I guess while that thing's off the table, I want to play my Silvergill Adept. And these guys are flying. Wow, be good. Another land, not what I was hoping for, but it's a card. You can see our interaction sort of stapled to these Merfolk is pretty good. Opponent went up to 3. A Drogskull Captain means he's getting in for 6. Oh no! Everything's out hexproof. It's a double hexproof. I can't bounce anything anymore. Oh goodness gracious. And there's no way we're doing 20 points of damage next turn. Going down to 18, going down to 12. We're set to take 18 the following turn. And without any flyers on the board, we are super toast. Lord doesn't even get us there with all the crazy Reejerey action. I could, even if I draw into a Faerie Conclave and somehow get it untapped. Why am I not on the play? Oh man, was on the play, this would be absurd. I would Violin Reejerey, play Master of Waves, untap AEther Vial. Before Master of Waves trigger even resolves, bring in a second Reejerey. Yeah, all set for victory, but redundant hexproof here, can't even kill the Phantasmal Image. We're going to go ahead and scoop. That guy was explosive that game. But you can see we've got cards. It's kind of frustrating how often Magic is about who's on the play and who's on the draw. You could see that Deprive would have been terrible that game. Spreading Seas was utterly unnecessary. The graveyard was irrelevant. And Ceremonious Rejection is just way too useless in most spots. So we're pretty much set up exactly how we want to be. Our creature interaction spells, Echoing Truth and Dismember, would have been useless once they got their hexproof down. I think we keep Double Vial. I was just talking about hands that I always keep or always mulligan, and on the play, Vial Mutavault is a mulligan. But here we're going to be able to get our 2-drop, get our 3-drop, get our 4-drop. So I think we have to keep this. The opponent really has no way of interacting with my AEther Vials, as far as I understand, and they do have Spell Queller, so of course we need to prioritize AEther Vial in this particular matchup. Because if we mulligan and we get 2 or 3 lands and some creatures, it's possible the opponent can just Spell Quell our stuff, and then we lose that way. Oh man, this has been really mirrory so far. I rolled over him game 1, he destroyed me game 2, and now we both have oh man, land. Very nice. Very nice. But I think I still have to play my AEther Vial. This game is all about tempo. I don't think it's going to come down to 2 points of damage. I think it's just going to be a crazy board against a crazy board. What do you have, opponent? Do you have no other lands and another AEther Vial? Possibly drawing into a second land this turn? Place your bets. Is he going to attack with Mutavault? I say yes. Maybe not. Maybe he's got that Rattle Chains action. We're going to take it up, and these AEther Vials are starting to feel pretty good. Oi. All right, so let's get their deck. I'm going to activate Mutavault and attack. The opponent's going to bring in Rattle Chains, or maybe not. Maybe he's going to block with Mutavault. He wouldn't do that. He wouldn't dare. Of course, he could have Path to Exile, which would just give me another island, which I am not opposed to at this moment in the game. All right, so we are going to go to combat and attack. What do you got? All right. I think we'll see Rattle Chains. I'm predicting that's or maybe Selfless Spirit. In which case, I get to Island Walk right over it. Oh, so it's just sacking an attacking creature, which is fine, I guess. Means we don't have to bring in our Lord right now for anything. And we're really not doing much with our lands this game anyway. At this point, the opponent is free to get in with Mutavault. They're already down to 17 from their lands. We've got the benefit of 2 AEther Vials. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I often don't swear, but I thought that I had hit F4 there. And if I didn't activate AEther Vial, I would have killed myself. Not literally. Just figuratively. All right. Maybe a Path to Exile. Give me another land. So do have to worry about Blessed Alliance a little bit. Mutavault was a sacrificial lamb. It is actually a lamb. Let me go ahead and activate this AEther Vial here, just a little bluff, if the opponent responds. Nope. All right, so we're going to take both of these guys up here. And I'm a little bit scared to attack, unless I draw another Lord. So there's that path in the upkeep. It's totally fine with me. It means it's one fewer path to use on Master of Waves. Okay, so we're drawing cards. Let's see, does the opponent have a 2-drop? Looks like they do. Rattle Chains giving itself temporary hexproof. All right, so they left it on 2, so they're not going to play Haymakers anytime soon. The good thing about this hand actually right now is that I get to threaten a pretty big attack next turn without even bringing in Master of Waves. Aether Vial on 2 could represent the Lord, but they probably would have brought it in. During attacks, could also be another Rattle Chains. So I guess with 2 lands, we're probably going to take up both of these Aether Vials. Although, yeah, why not? Let's go all out. Okay, that's pretty cool. So we get to tap 3 creatures down if I cast Trickster. So I think I'll just go to attacks and see what the opponent has. If he makes me sacrifice something, it's a little bit of a bummer. But I can always vial in some stuff and make a bunch of tokens. Another Blessed Alliance. What do we got? You know, you have to realize if it's a Blessed Alliance, I can just sacrifice my 2-drop, and then it's trading a 2-drop for a 2-drop. Opponent could play a Lord and then try to block with Mutavault, but that would be terrible for them. I'm sorry, play a Lord with Vial and then block with Mutavault. All right, so that's another path that they can't use on a Master of Waves. So I think at this point, I'm going to vial in a bunch of my stuff. I guess I'll start with Master of Waves. Why not? We want to get more tokens out of our devotion. And of course, we can flash in Trickster too as necessary. Get more devotion. But I am not in a huge rush to bring these guys in. I think getting 4 tokens is sort of enough, especially since I had the second Master of Waves coming the following turn. We do want to bring in Master of Waves, and you know what? I'm going to go ahead and bring in the other Reejerey here. All right, so get a bunch of tokens, get another land. And I guess the opponent must have a 2-drop. But okay. So what are they doing here? Okay. So I think I might want to pause in response to the Aether Vial trigger. Tap down the opponent's creatures. Do we not even care? Yeah, I don't think I even care. If he activates Aether Vial to bring in like a Drogskull Captain in response, then I'll cast the Trickster, I think, and tap the guy's dudes down. So maybe he'll take it up to 3 now, which would represent, I mean, it could represent Geist of Saintraft or Drogskull Captain, but he didn't take it up to 3. Means he's got more 2-drops. Which could mean Rattle Chains. Let's see. You know, if the opponent wants to attack here, it's sort of fine with me. Okay. So, you know, I think I might just tap down 2 of their lands and maybe even Aether Vial. Let's see. So I'm going to tap Mutavault. I'm going to tap Hallowed Fountain. Means they're going to have to take damage to have access to mana on my turn. You know what? Would have been better, actually. Probably should have untapped my Aether Vial to bring in another Master of Waves. So, a little bit of a misstep there. I was just waiting until next turn for that. I do not want to untap Mutavault. All right, so let's go ahead and tap down Rattle Chains, I guess. Would be a good time for the opponent to flash in another Rattle Chains. But I'm pretty sure they're still dead. Yeah. They've got floating mana. I don't know what they're going to use that for. Oh, okay, they use that to bring in another Selfless Spirit. Okay, so at this point, they've got block, and then they're taking very close to lethal. Okay, well that was a good draw because now we can tap down one of their creatures anyway, and I'm pretty sure we can tap down 2 of their creatures. I'm pretty sure that seals the deal. So we'll tap down their Selfless Spirits, I think. I'm not sure what's happening here. Oh, so the opponent conceded. All right, so let's see. We lost against Burn pretty much because we were on the draw, I think. We would have won game 1, and I think we could have won game 3. And then we won pretty easily against Blue-White Spirits. You know, we were on the play, and Master of Waves pretty great, even through a couple of Path to Exiles. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to check in with you, let you know that I'm still playing a little bit, not very much, and I just don't really have a lot to say about the deck or the format right now. Things haven't really been changing too much, and after testing Trickster, after testing M. Hayashi's approach to Merfolk, trying a bunch of different approaches, like playing with 4 Spell Pierces, Cursecatchers, no Cursecatchers, nothing's really inspiring me right now. Just to let you guys know, I'm going to be gone all of August. So you shouldn't expect any content in August. It's possible I'll upload something else before then. Yeah, that's it. So I hope you guys are having a good time playing the deck. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Thanks very much. Bye.